Which Brigadier General in the Continental Army shot the leader of the Conway Cabal in the mouth? Hi Founder fans, Jason here, and today we'll be discussing John Cadwalader. Now, John Cadwalader worked with his brother Lambert as merchants in Philadelphia, and make sure you subscribe because I'll be talking about Lambert tomorrow. Either way, the Cadwalader brothers owned a merchant firm and were very successful. Furthermore, John Cadwalader was already a leader in the Associators when the American Revolution broke out, and the Associators were a militia in Philadelphia that had been actually started in part by Benjamin Franklin about 3 decades earlier. Being in this position when the Revolution broke out, he was actually elected as senior officer of the Associators, and in this position, John Cadwalader led his men out to help in the New Jersey campaign. And they joined up with the Continental Army, and they were there for the whole thing. He became, eventually was appointed as Brigadier General in the Continental Army for his work in the New Jersey campaign, and he helped the main army on several fronts. Probably most notably was when he met up with Washington for the crossing of the Delaware. Unfortunately, his part didn't go so well. John Cadwalader was sent south to cross the Delaware, and his goal was to, when the main army crossed the river and attacked the Hessian soldiers at Trenton, Cadwalader was supposed to cross south and go around back to make sure no one got away. Unfortunately, as we know from history, it was a very icy river, and he was unsuccessful at getting his men across in time to help with the attack, though fortunately there was enough of a surprise where Washington stormed his way through. It was a great success, yada yada yada. But John Cadwalader's most fun story in the American Revolution was when he got into a duel. Of course, duels are so much fun. He got into a duel with Thomas Conway. Now, Conway had gotten caught writing letters super, hyper, triple critical of George Washington. And it's easy for us to look back right now and say, hey, George Washington, he was commander-in-chief and first president. What a great guy. Of course he was. He's the Washington. But back then, he rightfully had a number of critics because he was losing a lot of battles in the war. Now, some people thought, hey, maybe let's replace him, and the person that they seemed to have chosen was Horatio Gates. Now, Gates himself was only loosely affiliated with this group, and furthermore, it wasn't ever a real big movement to replace him. It was a few select people who tried to move behind the scenes, one of whom was Thomas Conway, who Thomas Conway's letters accidentally got made public, and everyone found out. Now, a lot of people did support George Washington. One of those people was today's subject, John Cadwalader, who was real upset about all this and challenged Conway to a duel. Well, they get into it, and what do you know? John Cadwalader shoots Thomas Conway in the mouth. Now, guns at this time were not extraordinarily accurate, but it seems like this was a pretty good shot. He was probably aiming for here. Even though at the time it was more gentlemanly to either fire in the air or hit an extremity, which, side note, it seems that the Burr-Hamilton duel was probably what was going on. But either way, not to get off track, Cadwalader does shoot him in the mouth, and Conway goes down. And Cadwalader walks over, stands above Conway, and said, "I have stopped that damn rascal's lying." Now, doesn't sound like his gun wasn't aimed right. Sounds like his gun was aimed pretty much right. And calling someone a rascal was a super big insult then. I can say it on YouTube without fear today, but back then calling someone a rascal was a no-no. Second only probably to calling someone a scoundrel. And calling someone a damned rascal was even worse. Now, fortunately for Conway, he did survive and lived a long life. And I will make a video about Conway and the Conway Cabal because I've left a lot out, and it is an extraordinary story, of which many, many books have been written. Actually, I don't know if it's behind me, but somewhere in my collection is a book called Cabal that I will put in the link below. I believe it's Mark Edward Lender book, I believe. If I'm wrong, I do apologize. But I bought it from him, so I think it was him. Anyway, John Cadwalader would go on to actually relocate to Maryland, where he was elected to the state senate. Fortunately, he passed away in 1786, so not long after the war ended, but his epitaph was written by one Thomas Paine, one of the penmen, one of the linguists of the American Revolution. So I do want to read you a quick clip from his grave, written by Thomas Paine. And as for John Cadwalader, he never lost a friend by insincerity, nor made one by deception. I think it's a beautiful way to honor someone, and it's a really interesting way to look at life. A good moral way to carry ourselves, which I really like. So today I give you words of wisdom today, which is not usually something you get on Founder of the Day. Once more was he never lost a friend by insincerity, nor made one by deception. So I hope you enjoyed today's video with that little extra wisdom at the end. I certainly enjoyed it. Hit like if you liked it. I really appreciate it. It helps out the channel more than anything. And if you're new here, I put out videos like this 5 days a week. So please hit subscribe. And we do a live one for number 6 on Saturday. So thank you so much for watching. And I'll be back with you with Lambert Cadwalader tomorrow. They're hard names to say. I will be back to you with another Founder, Lambert, tomorrow.